Hello students, in the last class we have completed the complete chemical kinetics chapter, and the last part, that is remaining part from this chapter, there might be one 3 marks important question regarding with a problematic question from the fourth unit, that is chemical kinetics. And here there are some examples today I will solve, and these are the most repeated questions from the 3 to 5 years question papers. And please go through these questions, and if you have any doubts you can ask in WhatsApp also. And after the completion of this video, please note down all these problems and practice twice or thrice, because these are some of the definite questions which can be asked, and these are very simple to calculate. Before this I have also given the formulas regarding with the order of the reaction, as well as the measurement or the determination of rate constant of the reaction, and half-life period of the reaction. So there were different formulas including the modified Arrhenius equation also. So there will be some, at least one or two, if not two, at least you will get one important problematic question from this chapter, right? So today we'll solve these, at least minimum 5 to 6 questions we will solve, and please go through this video at least twice, right, to get the clear information regarding to the problematic questions. So here the first question is the rate equation for the reaction. Simple reaction they have given. Two reactants are there, A plus B generally will convert into product P, is having the rate of that is K into A raised to 1 by 2 and B raised to 2. What is the order of the reaction? Right. So already we have seen certain examples regarding with the calculation of order of the reaction. In that we know that the formula for the order of reaction, so that order of reaction is equal to addition of powers of the reactant molecule. Generally if you add both the powers, that is x plus y, totally you will get the overall order of the reactions, right? So here x is considered as 1 by 2, you can observe here it is raised to 1 by 2, and b square or b raised to 2, y is considered at 2, right? So again if you add here 1 divided by 2 plus 2, so you'll get the LCM of 2, and here I can multiply with 1, and here I can multiply with the 2, right? So therefore it is a 1 plus 2, 2s are 4, that is total is equal to 5 by 2. 5 by 2 is the order of the reaction, or you can write it as a 2.5, right? So order of the reaction, right? So that is 2.5. So like this you have to solve if they ask for 2 marks. And the second question is calculate the T half. T half means the half-life of the reaction. It is the half-life of the reaction is generally termed with the help of notation, that is T subscript 1 by 2. We'll call it as T half, right? So here in this question they have asked a T half for a first order reaction. Observe here carefully, they're asking for first order, because the formula for the half-life of zero order is different. The formula for the calculation of half-life of first order is different. So read question carefully. Calculate a T half of first order reaction if the rate constant, they have also mentioned the rate constant, there is K value, and according to the formula we know that half-life period of first order reaction, that is a T half is equal to 0.693 divided by K, right? So this is the formula for the calculation of T half of the first order reaction. So therefore that is equal to 0.693 divided by, already they have given the K value. K value is nothing but 6.93 into 10 raised to minus 3. They already given the same value, that is 6.93 into 10 raised to minus 3. So whenever you take this 6.93, that is 10 raised to 3, this exponential term to the numerator, then what happens? It will become 0.693 into 10 raised to 3. This 10 raised to minus 3, when it goes to the numerator, it will be converted into 10 raised to plus 3. So divided by 6.93 can be divided as 6.93, the remaining term, right? So here it is 0.693 into 10 raised to 3. So here I can convert this 10 raised to 3 into 10 raised to 2 by multiplying with this 0.693, which means, so this 10 raised to 3 can be split into 10 into 10 into 10, right? 10 into 10 into, right? So here 10 into 10 raised to 2 is also same. 10 into 10 into 10 is also same. 10 into 10 raised to 2 is also same, or 10 raised to 3 is also same. So therefore we will split this term here, right? So this term, so we will split this term, right? So that term can be splitted as, right? So I will write down here. So 0.693, whenever you multiply it by 110, it will become 6.93 into 10 raised to 2, right? So the above equation here, so it is converted in the form of like this, right? So 0.693 into 10 raised to 3 is converted into 6.93 into 10 raised to 2 whole divided by 6.93. Further, I can cancel these two, 6.93 and 6.93. So the total value will be equal to, right? So total value will be equal to 10 raised to 2, or 10 raised to 2 is nothing but 10 into 10. So 10 into 10 is 100, that is seconds, right? So that is the half-life period of first order reaction. Very simple. Once again, I'll explain. If you take T half is equal to 0.693 divided by K. That is the formula for the calculation of T half for the first order reaction. And they have also given the K value, that is 6.93 into 10 raised to minus 3. The same value I will substitute it in terms of K. So then what happens, if I take 10 raised to 3 to the numerator, that will become 10 raised to plus 3. Here the value is 0.693. Whenever I split this 10 raised to 3 into 10 into 10 into 10, so it will become 0.693 into 10, that will become 6.93. The remaining value is 10 raised to 2 whole divided by 6.93. So if you cancel these values, both are same values, the remaining value is 10 raised to 2. 10 raised to 2 is nothing but, or 10 square is equal to 100, and it is measured in terms of second. Always the time is measured in terms of second. So that is regarding to the second question. Third one. The rate constant of first order reaction is 200 per second. What is the half-life period of the reaction? Observe here carefully. They have given here in this case. So the rate constant of first order reaction is 200 per second. Means they have given the time and you have to calculate, right? So half-life period of the reaction, right? So for the first order reaction, the rate constant, that value is 200 per second, right? And again we will use the same formula since they have asked a half-life period and it is for first order. We know the formula, that is T half is equal to 0.693 divided by K. T half is equal to 0.693 divided by K. So they have mentioned T half here, therefore given is, that is T half is equal to 200 per second, right? So which means we have to calculate the rate constant for the reaction, right? So here we have to get the rate constant of the reaction, right? So I can exchange this value, which means I can transpose this value. T half is taken to the denominator and K is taken to the numerator on the left side, because they have asked a rate constant for the reaction. So therefore this expression can be converted into K is equal to 0.693, so divided by T half, right? So I will substitute this value here. So that is equal to 0.693 divided by 200 per second. 200 per second. So that will be equal to, right? So that will be equal to, so whenever you divide 0.693 divided by 200 with the help of calci, you will get 0.003465, right? So this second, that is per second in the numerator, when it goes to the denominator, when it is in the denominator, when it goes to the numerator, it will become just a second. That is the rate constant of the K is equal to 0.003465 seconds, right? So that is the rate constant of first order reaction whenever the time limit was 200 per second, right? So very simple. If you know the formula, so just by substituting that value, you can get the overall value. Okay, further we will go to one more important problem, that is show that rate of first order reaction doubles when the concentration of the reactant is doubles. Here there is no values, just they have given just a statement, and this is very important. Most of the time it is asked for annual examination, and certain CET question papers, that is model question papers also, they have asked this question, right? Show that rate of first order reaction, right? So one thing clear is that it is first order reaction and it doubles. Observe the question carefully. It doubles when the concentration of the reactant molecule is doubled, right? So the rate also doubles whenever you increase the concentration, that is 2 times. Doubles means 2 times. So if you take, right, so general reaction, right? So I'll solve here. So if you take consider a general reaction, that is A convert into product P, right, or A convert into product. So here in a normal reaction, the reaction rate can be given as, R is equal to K into concentration of A. This is equation 1 for us, right? So very simple. We have considered the general reaction. A gives product, or A is converted into product. The rate of reaction for this general reaction can be given as rate is equal to K into concentration of A. That is the first equation. When the concentration of A is doubled, according to their statement, when the concentration of A is doubled, concentration of A is doubled, right, then a rate will become a double, right? So rate will be doubled automatically, right? So here if you observe, whenever the concentration, right, so whenever the concentration of the reactant molecule A is doubled, the rate of the reaction will also be doubled. So therefore, so here we can use, so this above equation 1 can be converted into second equation, R dash, that is equal to K into concentration of 2A, because it is doubled, right? So since it is doubled concentration, so we'll take A as a 2A, right, according to the given statement. The first order reaction doubles when the concentration of the reactant doubles. We have to show the order doubles whenever the concentration doubles, right? So therefore we have taken concentration doubles. Further we have to show that the rate constant also doubles. So this is taken as equation number 2. According to their statement, R dash is equal to K into 2 times A. Why 2 times A? According to their statement, the reactant is doubled, right? So therefore, dividing equation 2 by 1, further dividing equation 2 by 1, further by dividing equation 2 by 1, what happens? R dash, right, so divided by R dash divided by R, that is equal to, right, so K into concentration of 2A divided by K into concentration of A, right? So here if you observe, that is K into concentration of 2A divided by K into concentration of A, because we have divided equation 2 by 1. The second equation is R dash is equal to K into concentration of 2A, and for the first order, for the first equation, that is R is equal to K into concentration of A. So here I can divide K and K, similarly A and A, right? So further if you take this R to the numerator, the above equation will become R dash is equal to 2 times the R. R dash is equal to 2 times the R. Therefore, in first order reaction what happens? So here R dash will be equal to 2 times R whenever you double the concentration. Therefore, we have proved that the given statement, that is the rate of first order reaction doubles whenever the concentration of the reactant molecule is doubled. Once again I will explain here. Consider A gives product, the reaction rate R is equal to K into concentration of A, that is for the general reaction or for the above reaction. According to their given statement, concentration is doubled, the rate will also double. We have to prove that one. So here from the first equation we will double the concentration. A is converted into 2A, right? So therefore further we have to show that the rate also doubles, that is R value also doubles. So therefore by dividing equation 2 by 1, simply we can say that R dash divided by R is equal to K into concentration of 2A divided by K into concentration of A. If you cancel K and K and A, the remaining will be 2. So if you take this R to the numerator, R dash will become, that is equal to 2R, right? So that is a proof for the fourth question, which is very important, right? Next one, the rate of particular reaction doubles, again observe here, doubles when the temperature changes from 300 Kelvin to 310 Kelvin, right? So the rate of particular reaction doubles when the temperature changes from 300 Kelvin to 310 Kelvin. Calculate the energy of activation of the reaction, right? So here they have asked energy of activation, which means we have to go for the modified Arrhenius equation, right? So before going with the formula, right, so we'll write whatever the given things. So they have given, here if you observe, they have given two temperature. One temperature is 300 Kelvin, another temperature is 310 Kelvin, right? So the T1 is 300 Kelvin, right? So T2, that is equal to 310 Kelvin, right? And R is a gas constant. We know that one, R is equal to 8.314, right? So along with that, right, so they have given the rate of particular reaction doubles, right? So that is nothing but K1 is equal to 1 and K2 is equal to 2, because they have mentioned the term it will double. So therefore initially K1 will be 1, whenever the reaction doubles, the K2 will be equal to 2, that is multiplied by 2, or it is doubled. So therefore K2 is equal to 2. And with the help of formula, that is log of K2 divided by K1, that is equal to EA divided by 2.303 into R, that is T2 minus T1 divided by T1 into T2. We know this Arrhenius equation. That is modified Arrhenius. We know the value of K2. We don't know the value of K1. EA divided by 2.303 into R, that is T2 also we know, T1 also we know, and T1 minus T1 into T2, right? So I will substitute all these values here. Log of K2 is 2 divided by 1 means, right? So it is divided by 1 because K1 value is 1, that is equal to EA divided by 2.303. We know the gas constant value, multiply by 8.314, right? And T2 value is 310 and T1 value is 300, whole divided by 300 into 310, right? So it's very simple. So here if you log of 2 by 1 is nothing but log 2, and it is a constant value. Log 2 is always a constant value. Always remember log 2 is equal to 0.3010. This is a constant value. It is a natural log, right? So log to the base 10, right? So log 2 is equal to 0.3010. I will substitute here, that is 0.3010, and further I will take this value to the numerator, multiplied by 2.303 multiplied by 8.314, right? So that is equal to EA, the remaining term is EA, and further if I minus this one, 310 minus 300, that will be equal to 10, and if I multiply 300 into 310, so that will become 93,000. With the help of calci you can calculate, that will become 93,000. So again I can cancel 0 and 0 here, and again if I take and if I multiply this one in calculator, 0.3010 into 2.303 into 8.314, that value I will get is 5.7632, right? So that is equal to EA, right? So into 1 divided by 93,000, right? So 9,300, because 10 is cancelled, 9,300. So if I take this to the numerator, right, so the above equation will become EA is equal to 5.9632 into 9,300 into 9,300. Therefore EA will become 5359 5.9 joules, or you can also write it as EA is equal to 53.595 kilojoules, right? So that is the ultimate answer you will get. Very simple. Log of K2 divided by K1 is equal to EA divided by 2.303 into R multiplied by T2 minus T1 divided by T1 into T2, and just substituting the given values. But you must understand the question. Here there are 4 important points they have given. One is the rate of reaction doubles, that is the first point. Whenever the temperature changes from 300 to 310 Kelvin, that is the second important point. Third one is you must calculate the activation energy, and you must know that K1 is equal to 1 and K2 is equal to 2. So therefore by substituting all these values in the above equation, further it is just an simple mathematical calculation. You can calculate that very easily, right? So that is also one of the important question which can be asked for annual examination. Okay, we'll go with the next problem. The rate of reaction increased by 4 times. Observe here, it is increased by 4 times, similar to the previous question, that is 5th question. So the rate of reaction increased by 4 times when the temperature of the reaction raised from 340 to 360 Kelvin. Observe here, here also they have given 2 temperature. One is 340 Kelvin, another one is 360 Kelvin. Calculate the energy of the activation. In this problem also they are asking calculate the activation energy of the reaction, and R value they have given 8.314. Even if they don't give, you must know that constant value, that is R is equal to 8.314, right? So similar to same problem, first we will write the given values, right? So whatever the given values, first one is K1, that is equal to 1 for general reaction, and they have said that it will increase by 4 times. That value will increase by 4 times. So it increased by 4 times, it means that K2 will be equal to 4. K2 will be equal to 4. So how we have taken in the previous problem, that is K2 is equal to 2, because their statement was it will be doubled. Here it is 4 times. So therefore K2 is equal to 4. And temperature they have given, always first temperature will be the lesser value, 340 Kelvin, and it is increased from T1 to T2, that is equal to 360 Kelvin, and R value also they have given, that is 8.314. Further it's just an substitution. Again with the formula log of K2 divided by K1, that is equal to EA divided by 2.303 into R, that is T2 minus T1 divided by T1 into T2. Right. So here log of K2 is nothing but 4 divided by log of K1, that is equal to 1. Again that is EA divided by 2.303 into R value is 8.314. Right. So further multiplied by T2 value is 360 minus 340 and divided by 340 into 360. Very simple. So here we know that log 4 divided by log, that is 1, 4 by 1 is 4, and log of 4 is equal to, there is a constant value 0.6020, that is a constant value. Log of 4 is equal to 0.6020. So therefore I will substitute here 0.6020, that is equal to EA divided by 2.303 into 8.314 multiplied by 360 minus 340 is 20, right? So that is 20 whole divided by 340 into 360, right? So if I take this EA separately, right? So this all numerator value will go to the denominator, right? So these all numerator values, whatever the denominator values, will go to the numerator here, right? And this will come to the denominator, the 20 will come to the denominator, because here, so EA is equal to, right? So EA is equal to, so this value will be multiplied with this denominator value, this will go to the numerator, further this 20 will be divided by the denominator, right? So therefore EA is equal to 0.6020 multiplied by 2.303 into 8.314 into 340 into 360 whole divided by 20, right? So this step is very important, right? So I think you have understood. So I have took all the denominator value to this numerator, and the remaining value in the right hand side is EA into 20. So whenever you take 20 even with the left side, so then what happens, EA divided by, so EA is equal to all the denominator value which was taken into the numerator whole divided by 20. So here I can cancel 20 and 20. So if you calculate here again, 2 ones are 2 18s, I can cancel that one, 2 ones are and 2 18s are, right? So further if you multiply all this value 0.6020 into 2.303 into 8.314 into 340 into 18, the overall value that will be equal to EA is equal to 70542.666 joules, right? Or you can also say it as EA is equal to 70.542 kilojoules, right? So that is the end answer for your given question, right? So observe the question carefully, right? So the rate of reaction increases by 4 times when the temperature of the reaction is raised from 340 Kelvin to 360 Kelvin. Calculate the activation energy of the reaction. First you have to write the given values. Further, by substituting the values in the activation energy, that equation, which is also called as a modified Arrhenius equation, right? So with the help of that, ultimately we can calculate EA is equal to 70.542 kilojoules. Okay, we'll go with the last problematic question, which is very important for 3 marks, and that is somewhat similar to the derivation, and you have to calculate the proof for this given statement. So that for the first order reaction, the T of 87.5% is equal to 3 times the T of 50%, which means the time required for the 87.5% of the reaction is equal to 3 times the half-life of that reaction, right? So 50% is nothing but it is T half, right? So there is half-life of the reaction that is equal to 3 times the half-life of the given reaction. Here if you observe, T of 87.5%, that is equal to 3 times the half-life period of the reaction. T50% is nothing but the half-life of the reaction, that too for the first order reaction. So this is the given statement. So we will solve here. And we know that for the first order reaction, K is equal to 2.303 divided by T into log of R0 divided by R, right? So that is the general equation, that is K is equal to 2.303 divided by T log of R0 divided by R. That is the integrated rate equation for the first order reaction. And here first we will solve for this LHS and further we will solve for this RHS value, right? So further if you take for LHS, right? So let for a left hand side, so that is for T of 87.5%, for T of 87.5%. So here if you observe 87.5%, the reaction is completed. So out of 100%, if you minus 87.5%, it will be 12.5%. It will become 12.5%. Therefore, R is equal to 100 minus 87.5, that is equal to 12.5. That is the first value, right? So further we have to substitute this R value in the above equation, right? So therefore, whenever you substitute R value in the above equation becomes K is equal to 2.303, and the time they have given, that is for LHS, it is a T of 87.5%, that is multiplied by log of 100. Initial concentration will be 100, right? So generally initial concentration is taken as 100, and out of 100, 87.5% is consumed during the reaction and the remaining is 12.5. So therefore the remaining concentration after completion of the 87.5% that I have calculated here, that is equal to 12.5. That is equal to 12.5. So this is very important, right? So taking this value is very important in this statement or in this problematic question, right? So R is equal to, generally it will be 100%. Out of 100%, 87.5% is consumed for the reaction, remaining is 12.5%. So therefore I will substitute this 12.5% here, right? So as a initial, that is final concentration after the formation of the product. So therefore K is equal to 2.303 divided by T of 87.5% into log of 100 divided by 12.5, right? So I can write it as K is equal to 2.303 divided by T of 87.5% into, so here if you divide 100 divided by 12.5, that will be equal to 8. 12.5 ones are multiplied by 8, you will get 100. So therefore it looks like a log of 8. 100 divided by 12.5 is nothing but 8. So therefore log of 8, there is a constant value, log of 8 is equal to 0.9031. The log of 8 value is 0.9031. So therefore I will substitute here, log of 100 divided by 12.5, you will get 8. Log of 8 is nothing but 0.9031. So therefore I will substitute here 0.9031. So this is our first equation, right? So we have calculated for LHS. The same calculation is done even for the RHS also. Next, for RHS, for right hand side, that is 3 times the T 50%, right? And here also we will calculate this value. R is equal to, for T of 50%, so that is R is equal to 100 minus 50. Why we have taken 50? For the half life of the reaction, they have mentioned here 50. So therefore 100 minus 50 is equal to 50. I will substitute this 50 in the R value. So therefore above equation again becomes K is equal to 2.303 divided by T into log of R0 is 100, this is the initial concentration, divided by 50. So therefore the K is equal to 2.303 divided by T value is T of 50% into log of 51s are 52s are, that is equal to log of 2. So further that will be equal to K is equal to 2.303 divided by T of 50%. Log of 2, we know that constant value, that is the log of 2 is equal to 0.3010. So whenever you apply this value 0.3010 here, it will become into 0.3010. 0.3010, right? So this is our second equation, right? So this was our first equation, that is, right? So K is equal to 2.303 divided by T of 87.5% into 0.9031. Here it is, K is equal to 2.303 divided by T of 50% into 0.3010. Next, equating equation 1 and 2. Next step is equating the above equation 1 and 2, right? So therefore first equation is 2.303 divided by T of 87.5% into 0.9031, that is equal to 2.303. Second equation is T of 50% into 0.3010, right? So both sides the common term is 2.303, 2.303. I will cancel here. So whenever I cancel, this will come to the denominator here. So therefore I can write it as, right? So I can write it as T of 87.5% divided by T of 50%, that will be equal to 0.9031 whole divided by 0.3010, right? So I have taken this value here, this value is taken here, right? And this value is taken here, right? So this T of 87%, 87.5% I have taken to the numerator, and 0.3010 I have taken to the denominator. Therefore the above equation becomes T of 87.5% divided by T of 50%, that is equal to 0.9031 whole divided by 0.3010. So therefore I can cancel here, it is one time and it is 3 times. So therefore here if you take this to value to the numerator, that will become T of 87.5%, that will be equal to 3 times the T of 50%. That will be the overall expression for the given problematic question. Hence we have proved that T of 87.5%, that is equal to 3 into T of 50%. Very simple. First we have to calculate it for the LHS, and that is for T of 87.5%. Next we have to calculate for RHS, T of 50%, and further by equating equation 1 and 2, we will get the value T of 87.5%, that is equal to T of 50%, right? So we have seen 7 important problematic questions here. Please try to solve it once again. So 4th, 5th one, and here we have solved 1st, 2nd and 3rd, right? So we'll stop here, and we'll complete this chapter even with the problematic questions also, and in the next class we'll go to the new chapter. So we'll go to organic chemistry, and here completes the total 4 chapters. Be careful with the problematic questions, at least one will be asked for 3 marks. Thanks for joining. We'll continue in the next class.